ladies and gentlemen, it's Sindisiwe Mhlongo, your host for Scales of Justice. Welcome to another episode. When death comes knocking in South Africa, normally it is expected that it will be a stranger that attacks. But what happens when the person who unalives another person is someone that they work with? This is the case of Linamandla Mngomezulu. 2025 alone, South Africa saw a rise in the death stats from 2024. It increased by 1.2%, and in total, it was 557,000 deaths. One of those deaths affected the Mngomezulu family, with their favorite son who had qualified, got himself an education, and was only the tender age of 25 years. Today, I'm joined in studio by Usisi Linamandla Mngomezulu, Nondumiso Mngomezulu. Nondumiso, welcome to Scales of Justice.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much as well for agreeing to come through and talk about this, because I know it's quite daunting, when we stand in front of the camera, and this is what I say to people, we want to talk about happy things, happy memories. You never imagine that you start talking on podcasts or sitting in front of a camera because of a tragedy. How are you doing?
Oof, I think that's such a loaded question.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
I'm okay. Today I'm okay.
Today you're
Today
okay.
I'm okay. Today I'm okay.
There's this question I like asking people before we get into the thick of things. Define justice for you. How do you define justice for yourself, just outside of this case we're about to discuss? How do you define justice?
It's a very interesting question. I think when we talk about something being just, we're talking about something being right.
Yes.
And when we talk about something being right, there's no conditions there's no exceptions to it. We're talking about accountability and saying what happened was wrong, and we can make it right. And I think that's what justice is. It's us coming to a point where we say something wrong happened, and this is how we make it right. This is how we amend what had happened. And I think that's what justice is for me. And it doesn't matter the circumstances surrounding it. It doesn't matter who did it. It doesn't matter how it happened, but we need to make it right. I think that's justice for me. Yeah.
Okay. And if I can ask you, your definition of justice before you lost your brother, would you say it would have been the same thing, or do you find yourself defining it a bit more, having more definition to what you expect when it comes to participating in the ecosystem of our justice system as a country?
I think, so I work in health professions, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the times I think unjust things happen there, and a lot of the time you need to advocate for the right thing.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of my time advocating for the less privileged population and saying this shouldn't be happening just because someone can't afford. And I think this is only just solidified on a greater scale on the legal side of things, that what justice looks like on the legal side of things, even though justice is one of our core principles in health. So I've been practicing it for quite some time, whether it's me having to phone the superintendent as far as doing that, I will do that as long as the right thing gets done. And I think this has just made it more amplified on a different scale, that well, I would like justice for my brother too. I would like the right thing to be done. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that background, Nondumiso. And let's talk about you a little bit. Who is Nondumiso? I mean, you've mentioned a bit that you are in the health space. Are you comfortable sharing with us and our viewers in terms of what role you occupy in the Department of Health, I'm assuming? Yeah.
Okay, so Nondumiso, born and bred, Vryheid.
Yes.
Hospital water. I was born in Matateni. My mom was working that side. She was a nurse in Matateni. Yeah. So yeah, I was born there. Even Uli was born in Matateni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Linamandla was born in Matateni.
Then Sakula, we grew up in Ngome, and then we went to Vryheid. That's where most of our life starts it there.
Yeah.
Then I was in Vryheid High School, and then I finished and went to Stellenbosch to study medicine.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And then I worked in Port Shepstone for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And then now I'm in Joburg for my ComServe. Yeah. So I'm currently doing my community service at a CHC under the city of Johannesburg.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Your parents must be so proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, please talk.
It's been, I think it's just been bittersweet because we were supposed to have our big graduation party this year.
Yeah.
Because we were waiting for Lee to settle down and whatnot. So our dad passed when I was my first year in varsity. And then it's just me, my mom, and then we have a little sister, and then we have an older brother as well.
So that would be 4 siblings now left at 3.
So now I'm left with, it's just 3 of us now.
It's just
left.
3 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's similar to my case. It's eerie similar. But we're not here about that today, guys. I'm not doing that. It's all about Linamandla Mngomezulu today. Interesting. That's a lovely background, and it comes across as though, the family, close-knit, the parents did the right thing, there's mom and home, your typical nucleus family, and the structure then shifts. Yeah. So tell me now about Linamandla. Let's talk about Linamandla. Who was he? What was he into? Let's just get to know our brother.
I like talking about him.
Was he like your favorite sibling?
The problem is I spent a lot of my childhood, him and I were like a year apart.
Okay.
So when we were growing up, my older brother's my half brother. So he stayed with his mom. And my little sister only came in later on.
Okay.
So she's quite young. So you can see most of my life I spent with
Don't feel guilty, girl. I think it happens with me as well. My brother was closest to me. So it happens. It explains the passion that goes into it. And it doesn't mean you don't care about your other siblings. But talk to me about that. Yeah.
So, he was sweet, man. He was so sweet. He was a marshmallow. I was thinking a few days ago, this one time we had a show and we were still in preschool.
Yeah.
And on the show, I was very bubbly growing up. I just became a little bit more shy as I grew up. But
really, don't hide the bubble from us. But I can feel it. You've got a very light energy, Yeah.
Right. So he was very shy, extremely shy, even in his adulthood. So during the show, we're dancing, and then he spots my mom and dad, and he just got off the stage and he started crying, and he just ran to his parents. That's the type of person he was.
So he was shy.
He was very shy, very shy. He didn't say a lot, but there was never a point where you felt rejected by his silence. His silence was enough. You'd know that he's quiet, not because he's upset. He's happy to be here with you.
Yeah.
When he does talk, he has this annoying laugh. He had a very annoying laugh. I don't know how to describe it. He'd start laughing and we're just like, oh,
something has to be loud somewhere, right? He has to compensate somewhere. Yeah.
But he was a sports person. I think that's where a lot of his passion showed up. He loved sports. I don't think there's a sport that he could not play.
Yeah. Did he have a favorite one? Yeah.
Hockey.
Okay.
Hockey through and through, to the point that he played for KZN Inland at some point.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, he was a hockey person. He loved hockey. Same thing. I played hockey. My little sister played hockey. So just a hockey squad that was going on there. Then
this is lovely.
He stopped when he went to varsity, and then focused more on construction.
Okay.
He liked construction.
Which institution did he go to?
He was at Mangosuthu.
Mangosuthu. Okay, so
yeah.
Durban, you're up? Yeah.
And yeah, he was shadowing a few companies even during the time that he was studying, just trying to get a lot of experience. So by the time he finished, he had a lot of experience.
So when you say construction, is that civil engineering or?
So quantity surveying. That's what he was
quantity
into.
Surveying.
Yeah, he was into
I think
quantity
I remember
surveying.
something. Yeah.
But he was shadowing engineers as well.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to get a feel of everything that was going on.
Yeah.
In the context of construction.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets his diploma, or is it a higher certificate, whichever one it was, guys. And then it was nice for him to get his qualification because now he can apply elsewhere if he wants to, go elsewhere, of which he did, and he got the job February 2025.
So he just started working.
Yeah. And now like his first official proper job. And he's a site manager.
They have arrived job.
Wow. Yeah.
And he's starting out as a site manager.
Started out as a site manager.
Wow.
He had the experience. So they were more than happy for him to be like, okay, you're going to be the site manager. It's going to be at Ulundi, 45 minutes away from home.
Yeah.
It works, I was in Port Shepstone that time. So we were like hours away.
Yeah.
My sister's in Durban. She's studying that side. And my half brother, he's in Mpangeni side. So song is good. They were all far.
Yeah.
And he was now going to be the one who's close to home because we know mom's like alone at the moment.
Yeah.
So it was just a plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when he started working.
Yeah. Okay. So take me back. Let's go back to him being at work now. Was there anything, since you guys were close, that was just unsettling him about being in the workspace?
So when the first week that he started, when I phoned him just to ask him, man, how are you feeling and whatnot? I think he was excited, but he was also just very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because he was saying it's obviously very big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And it's like not one site, it was multiple sites that he was managing, and that he has to mentor people. And he definitely did mention having to be managing people who are older than him, and finding that to be a little bit difficult to do because he was very anti-conflict. He didn't like fighting, he didn't like arguing and anything like that. He was very respectful. So just telling Baba, you're late for work, for him was taking a lot for him to do that, but he had to do that. But I definitely gathered the fact that he was very, very like anxious about it, even though it was exciting for him. He was just like, these are big shoes to fill. And I think that was the energy that he carried. He was very stressed about it, but he was also very optimistic in the same sense. He's just like, I'll settle in, maybe in 6 months or so I'll feel okay, this is where I'm supposed to be, but right now I feel as though I'm way over my head. Like, this is a lot of responsibility. It's odd because when you would speak to his manager or his boss at that time, he felt as though he's doing all of the right things. He had no complaints, no concerns, nothing of that sort. Adored him. He's like, he is an asset. He's an asset to this company. But for him, he worked really hard. Really hard. He would come home, visit, and my mom was like, oh, my son looks tired. He looks, what are they doing to him? But I think he was crunching, like, that's why you're crunching. He was crunching.
So would you think it was perhaps a bit of an imposter syndrome? I think all of us do,
I think
right?
we all do.
He's young, he's at work, but the feedback is that you're doing well, but you're like, I think I've made so many mistakes.
I know what's going on.
Did he struggle with that a lot in terms?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Because I mean, the thing with him is that it's not that he wanted to go back, but it was just like, when will I settle? When will I feel as though this is where I'm supposed to be? Because right now I feel as though
he was 25, right?
He's just like, this is a lot. He's like, if they can they just give me one site? What do they mean? It's like more than one site. And I'm like, they trust you. I guess they trust you. If you can't do it, then it's fine, break it down. I didn't know what to say. I don't know anything about construction, but he definitely was overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. It seems like there's a calling to leadership that attaches to him. Was this symbolic of who he was perhaps in high school? Or is this something he finds out when he goes into work. Because I think sometimes people who go into leadership early, normally there are signs irrespective of their personality, could paint a picture for us around his persona when it comes to that and work.
I think even our background, like our parents are not, there's positional and non-positional leadership, right?
Yeah.
So my parents, I think they were more on the non-positional side, where they make an impact without needing anyone to say, hey, so you're the one in charge.
Yeah.
And that's what we all were. That's what it translated to all of us. So I definitely was more positional, like head girl and stuff like that. But he was a prefect in high school.
Okay.
But he's not the type of person because he's so reserved and quiet, to be out there and about there. But when you come close to him, there's signs there, there's qualities there of someone who's a leader, someone who's brave, someone who's courageous, someone who's able to say what they say and stand for it and try to influence other people to say, hey, see it differently, but more on a one-on-one basis. So definitely had characters and qualities, but also because of how we were just raised that way, that you don't need someone to assign to you to be a leader. You just take into that space and you lead that space you're in. So it's very responsible as well. So definitely had qualities from like high school, from childhood even, just more on the reserved side. And I think he didn't need anyone to tell him, he would just do it.
I think that's amazing to know about him. When was he born?
Born 2001. Yeah,
and
he was in October. October 8th.
Okay.
He's an October baby. Yeah, he was an October baby.
And how was he around his birthdays and all that?
Such a complex character, man. Like happy, but also not like us. You know how females are like, oh, my birthday is coming up and I'm going to do something great. It was just another day for him, but like, yeah, happy birthday. It's my birthday, but nothing special, nothing amazing. I don't even remember him having like a big birthday planned for himself. It would be us who'd be like, surely something for your birthday. But for him, it was just like, any other day.
Cool, calm and collected.
Yeah.
So let's revisit July 2025. It's the 1st July. I mean, I know, people have seen what you have put on TikTok. Those videos are beginning to trend. Guys, if I can just, mention that the Mngomezulu family needs your support. Nondumiso's handle on TikTok is Bloom. It's Bloom. Yeah, it's Bloom on TikTok. But if you search Linamandla Mngomezulu, she started making the story viral. But I know TikTok family and social media is a very powerful platform. I think that we can still do more numbers in terms of awareness. But we'll go into the why and what happened, because Linamandla meets his end on the 1st July 2025. Tell me about that day. Where were you on this day? And just tell me how the whole day unfolded around your brother.
So I'm going to start with the weekend before that, because I think it escalated quite quickly from there. So I was in Pretoria, even though I was staying in Port Shepstone. I was just in Pretoria for the weekend. Yeah. And then I get news that our mom is unwell. Yeah. And she's in hospital. So now on my way back, or Tambo, I fly to King Shaka, then I make a phone call and I call Lee and I'm like, what's going on? Now this is on the 30th. Yeah. Yes. So I phone him, I'm like, what's going on? Yes, Uma's unwell. What's actually happening? So then he tells me, no, it's not that bad. You can go to Port Shepstone. I'll go and check up on her the next morning. I have a meeting that's coming up and it's in the morning. After that meeting, then I will just drive down and make sure everything is okay. If anything is going on, I will let you know and you can come over. Yeah. So fine, I drive to Port Shepstone. It was around 6-7 p.m. Yeah. I get to Port Shepstone after 8 and I phone him back and I don't get hold of him when I phone him back, which is odd because he's someone who's always on his phone, that type of thing. But I didn't think much of it because I knew that he was planning for this big meeting. Like he had PowerPoints and everything going on. Like it was with Department, I think, of Transport, and he was just really wanting it to go well. So I just thought to myself, yes, Sebenza is busy working. Yeah. So I settle down at my place and then I start scrolling on Instagram late at night. I couldn't fall asleep, and I'm just scrolling, and then I see that his then girlfriend is now trying to call me, and I obviously knew of her, and we'd met each other, but we weren't social to the point that she would call me. So then that was odd.
Yeah.
So I call her back, and I'm like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" And she's like, "No. I was supposed to have a call with Lee. They have like regular calls at certain times, and he hasn't told me anything. He hasn't cancelled or anything. He's just not answering his phone." And
what time is this?
This is like July, after 11.
After 11.
After 11. We're still in the 30th. Like it was after 11. So I'm like, okay. And then she says he's heading down towards the coast. So I was asking if he's coming towards you, because I'm in Port Shepstone, and I'm like, no. I haven't discussed with him. As far as I'm concerned, he's supposed to be home from what I know. So then we start just contacting everybody we know, and no one is like, he's coming to me. Everyone's like, no, he's supposed to be home. That's what we understand. Then we thought maybe his phone got stolen, and whoever is the one that has the phone is the one heading towards Durban. And we're like, he'll make contact tomorrow morning.
Okay, so you were able to pick up his location on the phone?
Yes, so him and his girlfriend shared the Find My iPhone situation. So she had access to his account.
Oh, okay,
and then she was able to track.
How long were they together, Ify?
Yeah.
It sounds like they were very close, like locked in.
Probably 2 years-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, probably around 2 years during that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's just telling me this, and she's like, she's worried because it's outside of his character. And I share the same sentiments. You never have Lee go and not know where he is. He'll tell you where he is. So I'm just like, okay, we'll see in the morning. Maybe he'll make contact because he knows our phone numbers even off by head. I know everybody, the type of thing. So he doesn't make contact in the morning. Instead, we get word that he didn't show up to the meeting. And now even his boss is concerned. So now we all get concerned because that's not like him at all. Something's happened. His car is not there where he rents. The security guard says the last time he saw him was yesterday. So we're like, he got hijacked. We're like, that's the next thought. Something's happening. So oddly enough, my cousin, the one who was on Metro FM, Mfundo, sends me the accused's number, because he's his colleague. And he's like, just call him. He would probably know where he is because they're almost always together.
Okay. So he was, what's the name of the accused, if you don't mind sharing?
I don't know if I can share.
He's the accused. We're not saying he has done it, but we would love to know his name. Yes.
Okay. So his name is Spulelo. His surname was some Ramseni, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. So he has a relationship with Usbulelo.
Yeah.
And such that his cousin reaches out to Usbulelo. So we could say Usbulelo was like a work friend.
I definitely think so. Usbulelo got the job because of Lee.
Interesting.
Yeah, he got the job because of Lee. They didn't have someone who could operate some machinery somewhere there.
Okay.
And I remember distinctly being told that Lee is going to wake up in the morning to go and fetch Spulelo from his home so that Spulelo can start working at Ulundi.
I want to understand, Linamandla, how does he know Usbulelo? Because it sounds like they knew each other before he brought him to work. Did they go to school together? Do you know what the background behind? Yeah.
Mfundo is in engineering.
Okay.
And they had a project.
Okay.
And Lee was shadowing during that time. Okay. That's where he meets Usbulelo.
Okay.
So three of them were working together at some point. I think it was during COVID, somewhere there.
Okay.
So he knows him from the time that they had a project together.
Yeah. Okay.
Kept in contact, and then Mike is this nickname. Yeah. Mike needed a job, and Lee says, I know someone who can do the job. Wakes up in the morning, goes to fetch him, brings him to the job.
So an overall wholesome guy who's trying to help. Okay, let's go back. What transpires then as you try and contact Usbulelo? Yeah,
so I phoned him. I'd never even spoken to him. I just knew of him. So I speak to him, hello. And he says, can I send him a voice note on WhatsApp because the network is not great where he is. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I sent him a message on WhatsApp and I sent him a voice note. I just want to know, have you seen Uli and whatnot? And he says, yeah, I last saw him yesterday. I needed to go to Ekaya Mzimkulu and Linamandla dropped me off esteshini. He says, I can't say 4 or something like that. Then he says, but no, I haven't seen him since then. And he sends another voice note, and then he's like, you guys are saying he's missing. What do you guys mean he's missing? You're saying he's headed towards where? Like Eshowe. What is he doing Eshowe that side? But I'm playing these voice notes. They're just not useful to me. So I didn't think anything of them. I just stopped responding to them entirely. But he actually kept on sending messages asking like, are you guys finding him? How far are you guys going? But thank God I was so consumed by my own things. I was just not responding to them. I would see them, but I just didn't respond to them because you're not helping me. I'm trying to look for someone. Don't ask me questions I don't have answers to. Yeah. And I remember my friend was there. We were listening to his voice notes. We're like, why is this man? At some point he was telling me he has hemorrhoids. I'm like, why is this man telling me he has hemorrhoids? I'm palsy. I'm happy in the story. But I really didn't think much of it. I just thought, okay, this is not helpful. I revert back to Mfundo. He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
All right. So now we need to actually start involving SAPS, because now this is happening. It's not even 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
So now we start involving SAPS. So I'm in Port Shepstone. I need to leave Port Shepstone, and my family is in Vryheid, in Ngutsu, that side. So now they're trying from that side.
So Usbelalo, is he from Vryheid as well?
No, to Wasemzimkhulu.
Okay.
Wasemzimkhulu. But to be sevenza Ulundi manje because
okay.
So now they try get at Vryheid side. He grew up in Vryheid, so it makes sense. Let's try open the missing case side, the missing case file there. They refuse us. They say no. But it hasn't been 24 hours. I mean, for this thing doesn't even exist anymore. This 24-hour rule does not exist anymore. But that is what they gave us. And they said, also, this person doesn't live here anymore. So why do you guys want us to file a missing person case for someone who doesn't even live here anymore? Why don't you go to the last location? The one that you're saying is at Mandeni. That's where the last location was. It pinged at like 3 in the morning. And that was the last location. And we didn't know anything else after that. So my family moves from there and they moved to Ulundi, because now that's where he worked and whatnot. When he gets to Ulundi, same story. Why are you guys trying to open a case? Open the case where the last location was. Well, like the last location is there off the phone. We don't know if the person is there. We can't now be depending on the phone location. And they're like, no, then the only thing we can report is that his car's gone. But the missing person, no, we're not going to open that case. Do you understand how much time is being wasted? Ulundi Vryheid is 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm driving from Port Shepstone and I was driving towards Mandeni SAPS because that was closest to me. So when I get to Mandeni SAPS, they tell me, no, you need to go and open the case at Ulundi or Vryheid. There's no point in opening the case here. But, I was fed up. I think I was just really fed up.
Yeah.
And that police station was empty. That's what was also frustrating. It was empty. There was only one couple that came before me, and then I went after them. Nobody else came in. So I didn't understand. I'm like, it's not even that it's busy. It's not even that there's not enough steps. You just are all sitting here not wanting to open this case, when I'm telling you, we've been to Ulundi, we've been to Vryheid. They're saying they can't open the case. It needs to be opened here.
I can imagine the frustration.
Incredibly frustrating being there from around, because I had to fetch my brother first and come back. So I was there at like 12:01.
Yeah.
They only opened the case after 5.
Wow.
No other person came into that police station. It was just us. And it only got intense because by the time 5 o'clock, my family from Vryheid was here.
Yeah.
Now all of us are here. And we're like, open the case. Open the case. Phone wherever you need to phone. But this case needs to be opened. We're not going back to Vryheid. Like, what are you saying? It's 5 hours away. What are you saying? We can't do that.
Yeah.
So we sit here until they phone someone in Durban. And I think it probably was like their senior or whatever. And he says, no, open the case for them. And they opened the case. We were complaining. It's so much paperwork. Guys,
they were complaining while you were at the police station.
It's so much paperwork. We're supposed to be knocking off manje. Hey, I was sent away by my family so many times because I was ready to fight those people. So many times I had to be sent outside because I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's almost nighttime now.
Yeah.
It's been almost 24 hours.
We don't know what this person is doing. I'm getting mad on your behalf.
I was mad. I was big mad.
Yeah.
I was big mad.
It was justified. You don't have to feel bad about it.
I was upset. And then they open the case. They do the paperwork part. And they're like, okay, I will start the search tomorrow. You were just we're like, are these people hearing what we're saying when we're saying we've been driving the whole day? We cannot start searching this person tomorrow. And they're like, no, we'll start the search tomorrow.
What was the reason for that is Semandeni?
Mandeni.
The Mandeni SAPS. No, we have to say the name, guys. Mandeni SAPS. This is about you. What was the reason for saying we're going to search tomorrow after making you wait more than 8 hours?
So I was there at 1.
Yeah.
So more than 4 hours, 5 hours.
More than 4 hours to open the actual case. What was the justification for saying we're going to search tomorrow?
I was outside because I'd been chased out because I was a fighter. I was a fighter.
I understand. It be the sisters sometimes. You know what? I understand. I feel vindicated too.
I was in the car and then they came to tell me that the search is starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I didn't even ask. I was like, can we look for another SAPS around this area? Like, surely there's someone who's going to be open to helping us. And then there was one that was like 2 kilometers away from us.
Yeah.
Like not far. And we went there and we got there and there was staff changing. Fine. And there was a few people there, but it was actually quiet nights. I think that was the thing. It's not even like it was busy. Yeah. And I work in public. I know what it's like when it's chaos. I know what it's like when it's chaos.
Yeah.
And we get there and we get very friendly SAPs, but they're full of jokes. They're like full of jokes. We're like, we're looking for someone.
Happy for the situation.
Too happy for the situation. They're like, what if he's with a girlfriend somewhere? What if the girlfriend is funny, involved? I get pissed off again. I'm like, guys, I've been here for the whole day and I just want to look for my brother. There's nothing else. I just want to look for my brother. Then one of the SAPs says, let's play the voice notes because you're saying that they sent you voice notes, like Sibulele sent you voice notes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, just take me through the day. Essentially that's what he was saying. So when I play the voice notes with him, then I realized he's been sending me a few messages afterwards.
Yeah.
And that cop said, that's odd. He was like, that is odd. That is weird. Why is he asking so many questions? Why is he also telling you a lot of unnecessary information in between what you're looking for? Because it's a very simple voice note. No, I don't know where he is. The last time I saw him was yesterday and that was it. But why the subsequent messages? Then that's when I also was like, okay, that is odd.
It sort of clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I asked Mfundo about it, then Mfundo's like, I suspect he might actually know something because Mike went home to Mzimkhulu not because he's on leave, but because he got suspended at work. So then I'm like, oh, and he's like,
okay, so Michael Sibulele.
Yeah,
I'm supposing. So he, when we say he's suspended from work, is that the workspace he shares with?
Yes. So he was suspended from the site.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he shares this workspace with Linamandla and he's actually suspended.
Yeah. He's actually suspended.
Was he reporting into Linamandla?
He was under Linamandla.
So I'm supposing the person who had to implement the suspension,
so the suspension
would have been
was implemented by Obepete, like the boss, the manager.
Okay.
So apparently he suspended him like on the spot and everybody was watching and he just gave it to him and he's been unruly.
So this is not something that was implemented by Linamandla. No. Under his mandate as the manager. Something happened, you know, while everyone was observing and immediate suspension where, you know, none of the organogram mandates mattered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he said to him, read it and then you submit it to Linamandla Mngomezulu.
Okay.
That's where Linamandla was now in the middle of it. He was supposed to be the one who collects the suspension.
Okay.
So bear in mind also his boss is here with us looking why and everything. And he confirms this. So no, I did suspend him, but he was supposed to hand over the forms to Linamandla after he's read them.
Okay.
So they're suspecting him, but we don't have proof obviously at this point, but it was just suspicions that now something's odd about his voice notes. And I wish I still had them. Because I can't find them anymore. Like they just like, when WhatsApp will do that thing.
Did you have that disappearing messages thing?
Yes. I don't have those voice notes anymore.
And we'll go back to them, but let's continue.
Sure.
Something from process or procedure picks my brain, but let's go back to the events of that day. So now you're at a police station and one of the officers, says this is odd. Then what happens?
So then he says to us, let's start the search. It was late at night, even that time. Maybe it was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But he says he'll take out one van. He'll accompany us wherever you want to go.
This is the 2nd July now.
This is still the same day. This is still the same day. This is the 30th of June. Late, mind you. Like we're late.
Okay.
Towards the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, no, don't worry. I'll come with you. And he comes with us. Wherever we wanted to search, he was there. We were searching. Then I needed to pour petrol. So I divert from the search team and I just go to this one, Total Garage. Mm-hmm. I get there to the Total Garage. The petrol attendant who comes to me to attend to me says to me, are you guys part of the people that have been searching for this Hilux with the young boy? And I'm like, yeah, that's us. And then he's like, oh, there were other people that also came in. So I was assuming my cousins were also looking for him there. And then he's like, I hadn't arrived at that time, but I did attend to the vehicle matching the description last night. So we're like, oh, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, the person who's driving the car, though, is not the person on the picture. But the car definitely is it. And it had construction, like those reflector jackets. And it also had construction stuff at the back. So he was like, it definitely is the car you guys are looking for, but the person driving is not the person in the picture. So I had Sibulele's thingy on my his profile picture because I had his WhatsApp.
Yeah. So
then I asked him to describe the person. He describes the person. He starts by saying he's dark. And my brother's not dark. I'm just like, okay, dark. And it's like he's dark, he's short, it's a little bit stabby. And he's been here a few times. So it's not like it's the first time that he's seen him.
Face.
So yeah. So then I take out the profile picture and I show him and he's like, yeah, this is the guy that was driving the car. So then I call my cousins and then they come with the SAPS police officer and they come to the petrol station. And now we have someone that we're saying was driving this vehicle and the petrol attendant is confirming that it is Mike on the profile picture.
Yes.
And I'm like, what happened? And he says, no, he came here. When he came here, he couldn't pay for the petrol. The card declined. And he's like, when the card declined, he tried using the phone to like Ugbambisa to say, I'm going to come back and pay for petrol. You guys have seen me. You guys know me. Yeah. And whatnot. iPhone. Right. Then apparently when he gave them the phone, the car was having trouble going up an incline. So then the boss said it's because it has a ghost app. Apparently it has a ghost app and the ghost app needs the phone and vehicle to be together so that you're able to drive. So it's a tracker type of situation, a safety mechanism. So then the petrol attendant said that was odd because if it's your phone, you would know that you can't have your phone and car separated because you have the ghost app in order for your car to be able to move. Yeah. So he left this red suitcase. Apparently he came back to fetch the phone because the car was not starting and then left them a suitcase. It was a big red suitcase that was there at the petrol station. And I asked, is this routine? When I can't pay for petrol, can I leave my handbag with you? Like, I'm actually really upset that you did that because you let him get away. And I'm like, in that red suitcase, do you know what's in there? He just told you it's clothes. But what if it's the body we're looking for?
Yeah.
What if it's the person we're looking for? Yeah. And they're now chopped up and they put up in that red suitcase. Like you were not thinking. Concerns. Why would you do that? So SAPS were like, okay, we can't touch the suitcase. Obviously now it's part of investigation. But we're like, we want to open what's inside there. Yeah. But it was just like clear and apparent to us now that was that. So they were now making phone calls to the SAPS in Durban side and saying that this is what we found out and whatnot. And we think that it's Mike and whatnot. Kandi SAPS Durban side, they had seen on the road camera footages, and they've been following him for the day. And they're like, no, he's around here in Durban. We're going to nab him. And they did. They nabbed him in an hour. After that conversation, they were like, Nang Lana, he's trying to sell the car at Tinanda. He's been arrested.
He was trying to sell the car.
He was trying to sell the car.
Usbulele, Mike.
Yeah, he was trying to sell the car.
Mike is Usbulele. Usbulele is Mike. We use it interchangeably.
He's trying to sell the car for 10 grand. The company.
This is an educated person.
Hey, I don't know. If I shared class with him, I'd tell you now we were with him in matric. Nah, I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, he was trying to sell the car. When we ask, Linamandla, they're like, no, he's not in the vehicle. There's no signs of him. What is he saying? He's not saying anything. So we're still stuck with the question of where is Uli? Where's Lee?
Yeah.
So we decide, okay, let's go to Ulundi. Let's start there because nobody has checked Ulundi.
Yeah.
The SAPS guy says, okay, we'll continue tomorrow. It's fine. He's going to go back to the station. We can go back to Ulundi.
Yeah.
We drive to Ulundi. When you get to Ulundi, they have this homestead where the company has bought, like Kids Into Semakaya will have imizi one, but the workers were staying there. But at the moment, I think only him, Mike, was staying in one of the houses there. So when we get there, there was chains because I was driving behind. So I only got a lot of the reports in retrospect because I feel I don't get to see and they were like, no, he changed the locks and the chains and everything on the gate. The keys that they had could not open anything. Like everything was just brand new. So they had to find a way to break the locks in order for them to enter into the premises. When they entered into the premises, they started looking at all of the different huts and trying to peep what's going on. And then one of them noted, there is someone who's lying on the floor. And in that hut, that's where Linamandla was.
Yeah.
So they kicked the door open because, again, when they tried to put in the key, it was not matching. He changed everything. Like it was not the keys that they had. Yeah, it was meticulous. So they opened. Yeah, when they opened the door, they found him there. Unfortunately, he was already dead. He'd already demised by then. Yeah. And he was just bleeding. Like I remember this. He had this big wound at the back of his head, and it was just like pouring. He was just bleeding from
So the wound was still bleeding. So seemingly he had just sort of,
I don't know. I wouldn't say so, but also I'm not forensics.
Yeah,
but
also I'm saying it's a very ignorant.
He had been tied hands, feet, Yeah, I think it's probably in my thoughts. I think he was attacked when I arrived at Port Shepstone. That hour. I think around about that time. It must have happened around about that time, because also when they talk like about the findings that we find, that blood was like dark. It was quite dark. Like he had been dead for a while. He was cold. He had been dead for quite some time. Yeah.
Okay. I'm really sorry about that. And let's go back to that. I mean, you were following each other. So I want to talk about your experience now when you get there, and then there's people who obviously went before you and have discovered your brother. How do the news get to you? Do you get to go inside? Where are you right now? Like, take me through that process of your experience around that time.
Yeah, so I only got to see him afterwards because when I was told forensics and everybody was there.
Okay.
They had called forensics.
So when you guys went to the place, you were with police?
No, there was no police.
Okay.
It was the police. As far as they're concerned, we went to go and sleep. We went home.
Okay.
We could not go home. Yeah. How do you go home? We haven't even told my mom what's going on. Like it's just.
Okay, so Mania or Ulundi, you were just going as the family.
We were just going as the family. We're just going because we're just curious to know what is at Mike's place. We want to see what is at Mike's place. And we get there and we do find what we're looking for.
So you didn't go inside?
No, they didn't allow me to come inside. No.
Okay.
They stopped me from coming inside. I only saw his body when I had to, when he was going to go for the postmortem.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I properly saw it.
Yeah.
And it was just horrible. It was just,
Yeah, not
it was just horrible.
Yeah. Anyone wants to see.
I think oddly enough, though, I went into doctor mode. That was also very odd to experience. Because we see a lot of death and we see a lot of dead patients and trauma. I see a lot of trauma. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I can see that it's this one. That's the problem. Okay. And he got a few more. He spared his face. Oh, his face still looked beautiful as always. He had this annoying smile. He was just like, I'm like,
somehow he was smiling.
Somehow he was just still smiling. Yeah. But I think it only hit me later on, much later on, where I was like, oh, damn, that actually happened.
Yeah,
I think I just went into,
and I think I see it a lot with a lot of professionals. I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but this need to, it's like even now talking to you, you're still processing because there's a disassociation that you do with it. And I'm observing two things here. It's the professional aspect of things, which I suppose helps your coping mechanism. But I've also noticed something I have as well is that humor is a big part of your coping mechanism. I do that a lot. And, you know, I hope in the midst of that, you are taking care of you because, you know, these things come back and they do. And sometimes it can take years and you know, you can find yourself experiencing paralyzing depression or, you know, delayed trauma response and so forth. And how are you coping between all these coping mechanisms? Are you allowing yourself to hone into your emotions sit in the pain of your loss?
It was so hard. I can't, because afterwards I had to still go back to finish my internship. Yeah. And that was hard. Yeah. But I will say that my seniors and Potchefstroom were incredibly supportive. Yeah. Incredibly supportive, like in the sense of if you need to take the day off, take the day off. You don't look well, go home. Like they literally were very like adamant on that. And I think the only thing that made things really difficult was having to move again because I needed some sort of stability in my life at that time. But coming towards the end of the year and being told, oh, you have to move to Gauteng, I'm like, yo, I'm not ready to move. Like I need a lot of stability right now. And things are so unstable right now. Yes. And I moved and my first month was horrible. It was horrible working in such a high trauma place and just reliving and having to tell mothers and counsel them that their 18-year-olds, he's dead. They stabbed him. He's dead, you know? Yeah. And I struggled counseling them because I'd be like, he's almost the same age as my brother, you know, and why are they killing one another? And I see trauma on a regular basis and I still struggle to counsel patients. I feel their pain because I know what it's like. I know what it's like not having answers, you know, and not having that answer, not knowing what to say. So to the point that I did have a depressive episode not so long ago. Yeah. It's around July. And I needed to be admitted. I was in hospital for about 3 weeks.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, but I think I needed it. That was good for me. I needed to just not have to worry about anything and sit in those emotions and sit in it being uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for you to acknowledge the fact that this has happened to you. Yeah. You're always counseling everybody else. And now the trauma has happened to you and sit in it and, you know, acknowledge it for what it is. Stop trying to run away from it. And it's a journey. It's a journey. I still cry about it all the time. But I used to tell my psychologist and psychiatrist, it feels like a movie. It feels like I'm talking about something on Netflix and I'm not talking about my own life. Yeah. And they definitely helped me to come back to say, no, this is your own life and you need to live it all. You need to live the sadness, live the happiness. And it's been hard.
It's almost better to imagine yourself a character.
Exactly.
Than living out the trauma as it is. And we'll unpack that a bit. But I want to talk about mom and your siblings. How are they in this whole situation? I mean, we hear your journey. Yeah. How is mom?
Yeah, broken. Like... There's something about a boy child and moms and, you know, having her husband pass and Amatemba Konge, you're like, oh, my boy's here.
Your boy
My
is
boy's
here.
here. Yeah.
And did Linamandla have kids yet? No kids yet.
No.
Okay.
She's like, my boy's here. So I think the last time that he came to visit, he had installed security cameras at home. So she was showing them to me on the video call. And she's like, look at what my boy did.
I love it.
So yeah, she was always excited. She was always excited to open the gate for him.
Yeah.
She doesn't even open the gate for me when I come home. But one thing about her boy, she was open the gate for him. And I'm like, yeah. And I think she feels that loss because it was nice having someone around, someone who's always with her. And even though she's not, she was so sick the week of the funeral, I thought she was going to pass. I had to still give her medication and act like a doctor, even though I really just needed to be a sister who lost her brother.
Yeah.
But she was so unwell. I had no other choice.
Yeah.
I would wake up at night and check if she's still breathing because I'm like, this person got discharged. She wasn't supposed to be discharged.
Yeah.
It only happened because she has to be here. But it was horrible. It was horrible.
Sorry.
I didn't get a chance to just, it's probably the only time that I've strongly felt that I could just go wake up my dad and say, Dad, come, you'll go back.
We need you.
Yeah, we need you. Like, we need you.
And in terms of support, extended family, did you have that, or did you feel like you just had to be in this main character, be the matriarch? And did you find that you had that support, or was it more like you're taking care of everything and everyone?
No, very supportive.
Yeah.
My external family, very supportive.
Yeah.
Especially from my mom's side. They're close and they were there. Yeah. Friends, family.
Yeah.
No, there was not a time where I felt like alone.
Yeah.
It's just that in terms of the role that I had to play for my mom, no one else could do it.
Yeah.
It had to be me, because when I have to put up a drip for my mom to get her medication, no one else is going to put up the drip. I must
Education
put up the
is so
drip.
important, guys.
Yeah,
Look at that. You know, even the midst of chaos, kids, bearing fruit. So big ups to your mom for sipha ithelo eyithelayo. Yeah. I enjoy that. And I wanna, so your siblings?
My sister definitely was not coping. Still isn't.
Yeah.
Because that was also like her partner in crime. And like literally.
She's the last one, right?
Yeah, they had crimes they didn't tell us about.
And it's almost like a joke, but is it a last one thing that they'll be the last on everything?
Yeah.
Because I feel like in my case, my sister as well is the one that still will dealing. Even have episodes. So it's a last one thing, but also I suppose there's a youth and an innocent that comes with that. So your sister,
definitely.
To date, she's still struggling.
To date, she's still struggling.
How's she at school?
I think she's definitely, because she took initiative to see someone as well.
That's good.
And when she started seeing the psychiatrist, definitely there was a big difference, because then I heard her say, I went to the gym, I went to hockey, all of the stuff that she wasn't doing anymore.
Okay.
And she paused a little bit at school, and then she continued, and she's been doing okay since then. But I think it definitely helped for her to speak to someone and get medicated if she needs to be medicated, and that definitely made a difference, because I can see that the stuff that she didn't care about anymore, she's starting to do again. So I think in that sense, props to her. She did well for doing that.
Yeah, I know. Good on her. And older brother?
My older brother. I think, the dynamics of being half siblings.
Yeah.
My parents and her and his mom and parents, they did really well.
Yeah.
Like we were almost always together when we could be together, but his life was based elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I think he's always felt as though like he didn't spend enough time with us.
Yeah.
So just living that and being like, even as adults, it's even worse when you become adults, because now you're separated by work and many other things that come into play. So I think he just wishes he had spent more time with us, even though I know that there's no way that Lee thought of it that way.
Just the dynamics.
It's just the way that it was. It's just the way that it was. But he struggles as well. And especially with how everything has been happening in terms of the court case and seeing that, no, man, something's not right here.
Yeah, something's
it just
not
makes it more frustrating.
Girl, and let's go into that.
Yeah.
You know, now you are out speaking publicly. And I'm just gonna ask you a question. Usphelele, has he pleaded guilty? Usbulelo, sorry.
No.
Usbulelo.
So his proposed plea date is on the 26th.
Okay.
So this whole time he was pleading not guilty. And then when my cousins that were there, the first at the scene, were subpoenaed to come and give their witness account. When they arrived there at the court, no one communicated to us, no one told us, but they just got there waiting to be called, only to be told, so the accused wants to plead guilty, so there's no need now for the witness statements.
So who's telling you this? Is this the prosecutor or the investigating officer?
The prosecutor.
Do you know who your prosecutor is? Is it someone you can contact?
We only met him last week, that last time.
Okay. And I mean, you've been out in the public with the case. Do you feel like you met him because you're now in the public? No,
we met him because now when we were there on that date they were trying to get hold of him and not getting hold of him. Then they found out that they changed the investigating officers like 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
And this prosecutor is not even like well acquainted with the case per se. Not even sure if he's new or if he's not new, but we had never gotten hold of a prosecutor until we saw them face to face for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And even in that situation, he still was not reassuring as to what exactly is going on.
Yeah.
Why would you not communicate with us to tell us that the accused wants to plead guilty? What does it mean for our witness statements now? Because there is no SAPS officer who's going to come and tell you what was the condition that they found the body in, because they came afterwards. So what happens to that statement? What happens to that information? Still no answers. You don't get answers. You don't get straight answers.
Yeah. And they're the custodians of the process. What pushes you to start speaking about it? Because I could see, I feel that you honored your brother's death. I stalked your TikTok a bit and I could see that, okay, only recently you start talking about it, which I understand completely. What is it that pushes you to saying my wounds are going to be in the public space now?
So, also when you come from a very Christian background, we're always believing that, things will fall into place and things will happen the way they're meant to happen.
Yeah.
So I think that was our energy for the past year, understanding that, okay, things don't get solved quickly and they're still investigating. But when we felt sidelined with our witnesses being cut out of the subpoena and not having a chance to speak, because I think that was very crucial and important information. In my opinion, that is now you don't know who's giving them what information do you have then? And then the changing point came in when my uncle got involved, Mfundo's dad. He was very upset. He was the one that phoned us on the group and said, guys, we need to do something. Something needs to be done because from what is happening here, the subpoena chart only has a murder charge. Where are the other charges? Why are there no other charges? When you ask the investigating officer, he's telling you he only just started. He also doesn't know. And you ask yourself, what do you mean you don't know? Who knows then? Who's the one who knows? And then that's when I was like, yeah, you guys can continue the praying part, but I think we need public support.
Yeah.
And all my cousins were on board. They've been working tirelessly behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And when they got on board, that's how we started. But it was my uncle. He was the one that said, there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. Outside of the courts, you're hearing minimum sentence of 15 years. But in this case, they gossiping, 12 years. 12 years for someone's life. 12 years for someone's life. That's your prosecutor. This, our prosecutor is hinting to us that 12 years.
This is what may happen and so forth.
So there's already a plea agreement in place, then I can assume.
It's coming across as if there's a plea
there's already
agreement
a plea agreement
that has not
in place.
affected the family. And I think that's the issue. It's part of the reasons I went out. You know, when you talk about your brother's case, it has similarities.
It has a lot of similarities
to my brother's case. And we're not here about that, but I think it points to the issue and again, the undertakings that were made about, you know, the NPA being victim centric, and that a year later you're only meeting your prosecutor 2 weeks ago. And you have to be in the public to understand the actual process, because the question is, why is the process not being explained to victims like ABC? This is what's going to happen. This is the reason. Absolutely. This is the rationale. This is what we want to hear and understand from you. And I'm going to pause right there and then ask you, what do you want to see out of this situation?
Out of the situation, as we started, I just want what was wrong to be made right. Fine, in this case, I guess justice would be to bring back the deceased, but you cannot bring back the deceased. But I think the sentence needs to match the crimes. We cannot be, you know, what's the word? Feel as though we can't say that. We can say that. I don't feel bad at all for saying that. I feel that there were a lot of aggravating circumstances surrounding this. And you have a lot of people even on social media asking, is this not a high court case? Because you have a stolen vehicle, you have someone who was tied, someone who was beaten, couldn't escape, couldn't defend themselves. And you ask yourself, this is being treated similar to a case where someone accidentally pushed someone off the balcony and
so
they died.
So which court are you guys going? You're going to a magistrate
Ulundi
court?
Regional.
The regional court?
Regional court.
Okay.
Regional court.
Alrighty. No, that's understandable. And if you had a message to send to your siblings, your mother right now, and other people that have gone through something similar to what your family is going through, and the inconsistencies and lack of communication in the justice system, what would that be?
It would be, sure, they're so concerned, shame about me. So starting with my family, they're so concerned because it is definitely taking a toll on me mentally to be doing all of this. But I will never not say the right thing. And I will never not make my voice heard.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the biggest problems, especially as Black women, Black people. You're just taught you suffer in silence. And I don't want to subscribe to that. The person who passed cannot speak for themselves. And this is even shame to everyone who's reached out and has been telling me similar stories where they're waiting for 5 years, 6 years for something to be done about their relative who was murdered. Do not keep quiet. Don't keep quiet, because no one else will speak for them. Nobody else will speak for them. If we don't, no one else will speak for them.
No one else will speak for them.
Yeah.
I like that you said that. And being from a Christian community, and, you know, I don't want to make this about me, but my experience when I dealt, because, you know, I'm also a Christian and so forth. And there's a whole story and journey around that, but ultimately, you know, Christ is the way. I did find on the occasion when I dealt with the Christian people, you almost felt like they empathize, and obviously people have their own lives, but there's almost this attitude that vengeance is God's and so forth.
Absolutely.
And you find the support. You know, there's almost like you're trying to assume God's role. What's your experience around that? I
have not seen anywhere in the Bible where God did not send the Israelites to fight.
Sis.
So unless, you know, they just inhabited lands because God was there, like, yeah, it's yours. As far as I'm concerned, they went to fight.
Yeah.
And faith without actions is quite dead. Quite dead. So
I love that you said that. Faith without action is quite dead.
I will not be associated with Christians who do not fight for their faith, to make their faith.
I did find myself struggling a lot, and I almost questioned, am I doing the right thing to a certain extent, or should I leave it to prayer? But I just felt like prayer is not going to do that. And I'm glad that, you know, you pray and you move in action for the Mngomezulu family and for Linamandla. If you had a moment right now to say something to Linamandla with everything that you know, what would that be?
Yo, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that happened to you. Like, how shame. That was the only thing I said even that whole week when we opened his body and it was the funeral day. I was like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. Like, I'm so sorry. This was so cruel. This shouldn't have happened to you. This shouldn't have happened to you. And I can make peace with the fact that, everybody has the beginning of life and there's the ending of life. But for it to end so cruelly and in such a way that is just so undignified.
Yeah.
You didn't deserve that.
Yeah. And there is such a thing, in as much as we accept that people are going to die, we're all going to die, but there is such a thing as untimely death. And you can feel it in your spirit when a life has been taken before it's time, because that's how the devil operates.
Absolutely.
And, kudos to you for standing up. I resonated when I saw you. I was like, I had to talk to you, and the bravery that it takes as a sister to stand up. But it is love.
It is
love. They say grief is love with no place to go. And you are doing great. And in honor of Linamandla, if he were alive to see you, he would be incredibly proud. And I'm sure a part of him, because our siblings know us, would have expected if anyone will.
Yeah, he knows.
Will speak up
will fight.
and make sure that, that there's something that moves around this case. It's the sisters, the women that have the power. It's a God-given power. We are really strong, and we are led by the likes of Mama Winnie Mandela.
Absolutely.
Even Jacinta late now. Great example of the capabilities women have. And I'm not making this a gender movement, but rather pointing to what is happening in terms of it's that maternal instinct that permits your entire bloodline, and you care about your siblings and you care about what's happening, and ultimately you become a very strong advocate for justice, which is what we need in this country. Justice League, I've come up with a cheesy name, guys, and you can tell me if you like it or not, but I'm going to call our viewers the Justice League. You've heard this story, and the conversation remains the same. When it comes to the NPA, at what point do we make sure that those structures are speaking to the victims? Are we comfortable that our laws as they stand accommodate enough of the victim impact? I understand that there's a whole lot of procedure, and we can talk about it offline around how plea deals work and why certain sentences may come through. But what is coming across is that victims more than ever always feel like the accused becomes the center stage. And I'm sorry I did that to you, but I also feel that in the pursuit of justice, name the accused. They are called the accused. I think in my case, I was saying it's the accused, and I was like, I'm saying this because, one, I'm a legal person, two, I understand the implications, but you know what you know. And we have to play this game and allow the law to take its course. But this is for the NPA and the officials that are involved in this case. The Ulundi police station has a lot to answer for. The Vryheid police station, particularly because the Mngomezulu family went to these two police stations, and when they get to a police station Yasemandeni, they are told that they need to go back to this police station. So there was definitely a break in terms of that. And the other question we would have on this case is, if there were messages that were raising suspicion, why did the officers not advise Usisi to save them and make sure that those are brought into evidence? Look, I'm not a criminal lawyer, but I'm seeing a certain lapses in terms of how the family could have been better supported. We need to do better as South Africans. And justice will not move if we do not all move. And it's come to a point where, as citizens, we are standing up. At best, we want to work with the SAPS. We want to work with the NPA. The reason you see so many victims crying and almost trying to litigate their families' issues with the justice system is because victims are feeling shut out. At what point do we find the avenue to make sure that we bring about the change? We can't fix South Africa working in silos. When a family says they want to talk to you, let them talk to you. bring them close into confidence, let them understand the process, and let them be part of the decision with the understanding that this is a very emotional thing, but you being the professional, the lawyer in the situation, the one who took the oath, to be an officer of the High Court of South Africa. Justice delayed is justice denied. The family should not be struggling around what is happening in the process. And why has it taken so long? Again, it happened in July 2025. We are in August right now at the time of shooting this episode. Why has it taken so long for the case to proceed? Especially if there's so much that is happening. So to the NPA and to the officers that are involved, whoever is taking this case now, please make sure that you are knowledgeable, that you communicate with the family. And us who are supporting the family will be there to keep making the noise until the right thing is done. When the right thing is done, we're more than happy to move away, because this is not a hanging the South African justice system or the ecosystem and the people that are trying. It is saying that if there is a burden on the system and prosecutors are overloaded, there's not enough officers, then fix the criminal justice system as it stands, because this is the core of what will deter criminal behavior happening in this country. Sis Nondumiso, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much who's been supporting us. So many people have been supporting us. Thank you for this platform.
And TikTok family, please don't stop. This case has just started. The same way I have seen support in my brother's case. There's Linamandla Mngomezulu. Say his name. Go to Usisi's page. It's Bloom, Usis Nondumiso's page. Repost. I'm posting it on my page. I'm going to post it on the Scales of Justice page. It's going up on YouTube. You guys, you come, you watch, you like, you comment, you make it trend. Because public pressure seems to be something that is working, and we need to make sure that our voices matter. When we sit down and do podcasting and invest our time, it's not so we can just look pretty for the cameras. It's because we want to bring about change, stability, accountability, particularly in the justice system. This speaks to the core of what Scales of Justice is about. So like, comment, share. Linamandla Mngomezulu deserves to be known. He deserves to be known for the wonderful person that he was, but more importantly, that kuhambe umuntu who had value, who was loved, and now South Africa is going to rally behind the Mngomezulu family, make sure his name is known. And Mike Usbulele, I said it right, I remembered it right now. Mike Usbulele, you have a lot to answer for. We want to understand what happened to Linamandla. Secondly, if you are responsible for how he meets his end, don't play around with the emotions of the family. This is not a game. This is a life that was lost. Be accountable and don't try and escape. And Sissy, I don't understand how someone decides to do something to someone and later on everything matters. When someone chooses to kill, they are not thinking about the people they are supposed to feed. When someone chooses to kill and they're the breadwinner, you are the one who makes the decision that all of that doesn't matter. The honor of your family doesn't matter. So why is our justice system? I understand this is constitutional and it was done for a reason. And I stand 10 feet on this. Some of the legal decisions that were made around how we treat the accused was because a lot of political stalwarts were being abused through the criminal justice system. And we need to consider whether we have enabled behavior through our system by having kids close towards criminals where they enjoy too many rights. And I understand bail hearings and so forth, and there's the presumption of innocence until found guilty. But the way that we have structured how the process works, is it still centering the victim? And it does it not send a message that the family doesn't matter and the accused is the main character? And that cannot be the case. So, Usbulele, your name shall be known as it deserves to be known. You need to be aware that you have shamed your bloodline by your involvement in this case. And we hope at the end of the day, the truth comes to the fore, the reason, the motive, and so forth.
Absolutely. Wonderfully said.
Yes. Yeah. I had to take that last moment. Guys, I'm passionate about this. Like, share, comment. Until I see you on the next episode of Scales of Justice. We'll be broadcasting from a different country for the next 2 maybe episodes, but that's going to be exciting. For now, let's make sure that all the victims that we've interviewed on Scales of Justice make their stories trend. Like, comment, share, guys. This is for a good cause, and we can't do it without you, Justice League. And you can tell me if you think that's cheesy, or if you have recommendations for a name I can use for our followers, then we can do that. Signing out.